need a hug.
She's a firecracker.
She likes to have fun.
Emma is good for a team.
You feel better?
No.
Then it hasn't kicked in
I
yet.
feel like hockey players and athletes are always so ingrained and related to their sport that they don't get that opportunity to show who they really are.
I just don't have the energy for this. I am unsubscribing from this drama.
Look at her in all her little princess outfits, matching sunglasses to the matching bag. She's just smiling away.
Emma's been showing her parents who she really is from a very early age.
Emma was always very bubbly, very outgoing.
When Emma was a child, she was very competitive.
She would do everything so early.
She was going to the park and she always wanted to get the highest monkey bars.
She was never afraid of the water, the pool, anything. Like she would just jump right in and she would try anything.
Gymnastics was one of those things.
I was pretty good at it. I was pretty explosive.
And so I think at that club, they start the competitive program at around 3.5 years old.
They wanted me to try out for rep at a really young age, and I didn't make it because I was technically like the young kid.
When they cut her, she was just devastated.
So I said, well, why don't we try hockey?
So he put her in hockey, and a couple of months later, the competitive part of the gymnastics club called me and said they made a mistake and they wanted Emma to do competitive gymnastics. And I said it was too late.
Gymnastics' loss was hockey's gain.
Spooner in front, Maltais, backhand, she scores! Maltais does it again!
But the road to success was not always smooth.
She played 5 years rep boys in Burlington for the Burlington Eagles. There were some people who weren't very happy that there was a girl on the team.
I made AAA one year. I was cut from that team solely for the purpose that it was uncomfortable for the boys to change in the locker room with me, which was just like so not true.
Definite times that I had to fight, and I wanted things to be fair for my daughters, so I did fight.
I give my mom so much credit for sticking up for me, keeping me in boys hockey, being like, fine, we'll play AA, kind of like whatever. It's a big moment in my hockey career where my mom really stuck up for me and against a lot of men that were really just pissed off that I could play with the boys.
Playing with the boys, however, couldn't last forever.
When she was playing boys at Atham and Pee Wee, she was the bigger girl. But eventually the boys are going up fast and they were bigger than her.
Even today, most of the women Emma plays with are bigger than her. She stands a mere 5'2".
I never really thought of my height as a weakness. One thing that really set me apart with the height I have is my brother worked out and I would run around the gym because I just wanted to be like him.
She liked to exercise, right? So that's what made her stronger.
I was committed to getting better and not just on the ice. And I think when I got the opportunity to go to Canada tryouts, I was, the fittest. When I'm only 5'2", you have to use the strength that you got.
Emma also gained strength playing at The Ohio State University.
I remember people being like, I can't believe you're going there. Like, the hockey program was just not known at that point.
All of the good hockey player girls, they all choose the #1 schools, right? Where the #1 hockey programs. So they would go to Minnesota, they would go to Wisconsin. Emma opted not to do that.
The school was great. And the fact that the team was not that good, that was an advantage to us because she could play more.
I developed immensely, learned how to win with that underdog mentality.
That underdog mentality developed Emma into the type of player opposing teams hate to face.
Is one of the toughest players to ever play. Is she relentless?
Emma is definitely quite pesty out there, and she's quite physical.
The hot stuff starts.
I take a lot of pride in being super annoying, which is not something a lot of people say, but yeah, it just honestly fires me up.
Emma's also good at firing teammates up.
Beautiful passing.
A role she leaned into as a young player with the national team.
Majority of the time, sitting on the bench or not even dressing. So I think any little moment where I could bring the energy up in the room, you could actually see made a difference. I think that for me was a moment where I was like, okay, this really matters. And even if I'm not going to be the top end performer, I can contribute to the team in a lot of different ways.
The lessons Emma's learned through hockey are ones she wants to share with the next generation.
I want to be that person that's like relatable and like, it's cool to get out there and, be an athlete. Like, okay, why don't I get to know younger girls so they're more inclined to be themselves at a young age and they don't wait, because I feel like that's when I really hit my stride.